Today, we're going to be talking about the listening grove. This is the ideal format, in my opinion, for if you have multiple children in different forms that are working on individual assignments. So I am on the website here, kindredthicket.com. And as you know, we have our Charlotte Mason lessons prepared for you for free. The three formats are YouTube, which is video, Listening Grove, which is audio, and Yoto compatible playlist, which is on the go. So I think most people know what YouTube is, obviously, and Yoto, just because it gets talked a lot about, especially on the forums. Um, but today I want to talk about Listening Grove because I think I say that and people don't know what it is. So I want to show you what it is. But first, I don't want to click right into there. Let's just click Explore the Library. And as you can see, here are some of the books we have done already. Let's pick one. Let's do Viking Tales. That's fun. All right, so this is the Viking Tales landing page. And if you go down, you will see that it's available on YouTube. It's available in the Listening Grove and on Yoto. We're going to pick Listening Grove. Browse the chapters. That takes you to a page that has all the individual chapters. Let's just pick the first one, the baby. And this takes you to a page that has the lesson. So, Listening Grove, we have our picture, which is really a visual cue for children that are using multiple parts of our lessons. So this is at the top of the copy work. It's on the top of the composition prompts. It's on the top of the vocabulary page. And it just helps keep everybody organized because it's a quick visual cue to let them know they're in the right place. So we always start with our image. And then we have our Listening Grove lesson. And this is the Charlotte Mason lesson laid out on the web page. So this is the ideal way, in my opinion, to have multiple kids working through their lessons on separate devices at the same time. And so I can see where they are in the lesson. I can kind of pop in and see how they're doing, if they're having issues. This is also a great way for, like, one of my kids doesn't like using the audio version of the books because he's a faster reader than he is a listener. So he actually uses this so that he can go through the other components of the lesson. Then when he gets down to the audio portion, he just reads it and then keeps going. So there's lots of flexibility with this, but I'm just going to walk you through this chapter. So chapter 1, the baby of Viking Tales. So as you can see, we have these different steps. So step 1 is our hook. And Charlotte Mason talks about saying maybe a sentence or two. Some of the curriculum nowadays use like a picture or a map or something like that, just to get everyone engaged in the subject. For us, we use an audio question or just something to kind of kindle the interest. And so your child would do step 1 and they would listen to that just kind of thought-provoking question, or just to get them ready and engaged with the subject. I'll also point out up here, we have this drop down. So this is really for the parent. You see it says parent review. And if you drop it down, it will kind of give you a summary of what is happening in this chapter. It also sometimes contains some like content considerations that you may want to look at before your child does this. So it's right at the very top there. So when you assign it, you can just look at it and it's right there. All right, step 2, vocabulary. So we have chosen 4 words that your child may or may not know. If they have the printable lesson guide, which is separate, they can go ahead and fill that in their, they can kind of work through each of these vocabulary words. But alternatively, if you don't have that, you can just have them read these and then pull down, and then here's the definitions of all of those words, and that should help them to understand the reading better. So check on vocabulary. Now we have our key places. So you'll want your child to have their atlas out, and they'll be finding a key place. So it says, find Norway. Norway is Harold's homeland, a northern country of high mountains and deep fjords. So you'll get out your map or your atlas. If you have the lesson guide, we actually have the blank maps that the kids can fill in as they go, but you can just find it in your atlas if you don't have that. And they'll find Norway, and then they can click here to check their answer. So this is our blank map from the lesson guide, but it's filled in here so they can see that Norway is up here at number 1. So they went ahead and found out where the story is taking place. Now there's the read aloud. There's another parent review here. If there's any teacher's notes, they would be there. So you would click here. Either your child would read the book, like my eldest would do, or they can have their book out and read along with, in this case, this one is read by Fairy Book Mama, which is from LibriVox. We take the, they're all public domain. We take the audio recordings and we clean them up, take off all the taglines and stuff, and just make it more readable for the kids and smooth it out and take out the background noise and all that fun stuff. So it's ready to go. So they click here.
Chapter 1, The Baby.
Okay, so, and it would read through that and your child can read along with it. Or like I said, you can just have your older child or independent reading child just read the book. So step 4 is complete. Step 5 is narration. So we have, so it asks them to go ahead and narrate. So that's right here. They would do their narration. They would come to you and do their narration. If you have like an iPad or something that they're doing their narration into, and then you're listening to them later, they do that. They could do drawn narration. They could do written narration, whatever it is that you're doing for narration. Check, they did narration. We also, especially for our kids that are doing written narration, we have this resource down here that kind of just reminds them who is who and also has all the proper spellings. So this can be very helpful, especially, I mean, in like this country of ours, there's like 4 individuals whose names start with Thor, and it can get very confusing when you are trying to do written narration with that. So it provides just kind of a little reminder of who's who and also the proper spelling for each of those. And then finally, we have our closing, and that just kind of wraps it up, just kind of like an ending note for the whole thing. Check. And they have finished their lesson. Like I said, we've got our lesson guides and also copy work that goes with each of these and ties in. If you have any questions about a chapter, we also have some question and answers down here to kind of try to provide some guidance when you have our very intelligent and wonderfully curious children that have lots of questions that we moms may not have the answer to right away. That's a good place to check. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows about the listening grove because it's actually my favorite. I used to do Yoto all the time. I like this a lot better because it has the maps and all of that that provide some visual guidance as well. Also, my kids that are doing written narration, having all of this right here is just fantastic. Keeps everybody on the go. I can just load it up, have kind of my list of links for the day, and have everyone go through them. And I've got, 3 different kids at 3 different levels doing all of their work at the same time. And I can watch over their shoulder while, I don't know, doing the dishes. So this is the Listening Grove. I just want to make sure everybody knows it is available for you this year for the books that we have completed. And we are a growing library. So check back often because I am posting new sections of books once or twice a week. And by section, I mean 11 chapters at a time. So I hope that Listening Grove blesses your family this term. We do the planning, the books come alive. Your child does the learning. See you next time.